What's going on, folks? I am Goat, and welcome back to Warframe. So, covered into loadouts. Now, I've done some changes, and as you can see, I've got Captain Baby Shit here, because that will, I think, forever be his fucking name. And, as gently voted on by a few viewers, yes, everything has the Baby Shit colors. So, we covered all the way through... And you'll see there's a slight change in the order here. So we covered through the top 11, okay? Now, I did change, and I put Mesa down outside of the top 11, and I moved Inneros into the top 11, because doing arbitration and things of that nature, which we will get into in another episode, you got to kind of have a tanky-ass setup. So we're going to cover Inneros really quick, and then we're going to go through, and we're just going to beam on through these bitches. So here's Inneros. Now, because of my 200th login, I got this Prime Vigor, and yes, it is not maxed out, but it does pretty fucking good, so I'm okay with it. And that stacks on top of Vitality, and it stacks on top of other things. So, yeah, Inneros is set up with plus 60% armor, plus 90% health, plus 60% armor, plus 90% health, plus 110% armor, plus 440% health, plus 15% sprint speed, plus 45% armor, ability efficiency, and flow, and then, of course, obviously, primed vigor. And then I've got sprint boost on him as well to make him go a little bit faster. So overall, we're fast, we're tough, we're getting there. That's Inneros. Now, we've already talked about the Archiplasmor. The Piranha is actually an interesting weapon. It's a full auto shotgun pistol. As you see, the damage is 1108.8 points of damage. Now, is that the max that this gun could do? No. Working on it. I'm going to have to basically polarize this gun repeatedly. And again, polarizing is just going in and applying Forma, which is this goody-goody stuff right here, applying Forma to a mod slot, picking basically which school you want to apply which symbol, and then it halves the total power drain, which the little number, basically, that little number right there, that little top corner number, is your power drain. So this is an 8-point drain, 9-point drain, so on and so forth, and you have a total of capacity of 60 points of power. It's the downside to primary and secondary weapons is that, unlike with the melees, you get a stance, and if you can match a stance to the weapon, you actually stack additional bonus points. Not so much with primaries and secondaries. I think that's kind of a little goof on Digital Extremes. The Hate is also the same weapon that we have on Vauban, but it does a pretty fair amount of damage, so really no point in going over that, because we went over it with Vauban. I hit the wrong button, so let's just jump into it. Hydroid Prime. Now, some of this stuff we're not going to have to go over weapons and everything else, okay? So, Hydroid Prime, interesting fucking character, okay? And I have literally stuck Prime Vigor on every single one of my Warframes right now. I'm trying to get tankier health and everything without sacrificing what I need, so working on it. Again, polarizations are going to be a thing. Excellus adapters, which is this empty slot up here. See, like it says, insufficient platinum, you know, Excellus adapter. Also, Arcane's help. But yeah, so it's a work in progress, okay? Like, if I were to polarize for Vitality or polarize for Primed Vigor, it would cut that in half, which would give me, as you can see, 6 points right there. It would give me an additional 6 points or 7 points if I were to do it to that, which if I get an Excellus adapter, I can apply to that location. Technically, if I had an Excellus adapter, I could put it in there anyway and then put a 6.1. But as you can see, continuity, I mean, like, I don't need to go over most of these mods at this point because we've done it enough, but you can see the loadout, see previous video for what everything does, but basically I want them to go fast, I want them to have decent energy, good health, good shields. That's that. I like strong as I can make them as far as the frame, and with as much energy as possible. Now, the Tetra, I don't remember if any of these others actually had the Tetra before. Let's take a look real quick. I don't believe they did. Okay, no, the Tetra. So the Tetra is basically a plasma rifle. Now, it's an interesting gun because it's one gun that I liked very early on, and I'm kind of on the fence about it right now. Excuse me. Like, let's see here. I mean, you can tell I haven't fucked with this gun in a minute because if I remember correctly, Serration is maxed. So Let's drop speed trigger 1 notch. Okay, so let's drop speed trigger 1 notch, slow the fire rate down just a touch, and then let's add some more damage. So now we got 173.8. Or I could do 203 right there like that. Not gonna. Just saying. The possibilities, like you can do multiple configurations, obviously. 173.8 points of damage. That gives me pretty good ammo, gives me good reload speed, good magazine size, coupled with the wildfire also gives me more magazine size, decent fire rate, infected clip, and then obviously serration. So 173.8, and that's per round. So not a terrible weapon. Not the best in the game, but not terrible. The Piranha we already went over. The Nami Skyla, I thought that was very fitting because Hydroid looks like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean in a sense. So yeah, I thought basically a cutlass with a dagger was pretty fitting. Yeah, so you can see Crossing Snake stance, quickening, vicious frost. We've seen this time and time and time again. I go for a lot of status damages because the status damages stack up pretty decently as far as base weaponry. Now, will there be better mods in the future? Sure. Like Blood Rush is something that I will be working around because honestly, it's one of those things that Blood Rush is good because you can stack your critical damage. So yeah, it's just, it's one of those I need to work in, kind of weigh the pros and the cons on how I'm going to do it. As of right now, this is how I have it set up, though. Mesa. Mesa is a good one. Mesa is a gunslinger, okay? So Mesa in herself, as you see, Motor Signal we saw on Protea, okay? Double jumped, obviously a little lesser there, but again, as you see by the health and shields, she's got better. Yes, she's better. So, not better than Protea, but better than what she was thanks to this Prime Vigor. So, but yeah, I mean, you get the same idea. Rifle amp, I don't know if we saw that one. That is basically a plus 27% damage with rifles. The Stradivar rifle, with obviously you see the little symbol there. I have a lens on this one for focus. Pretty simple stuff right here. We've seen this before. The Akimbo Samadhi, I know we've seen. The dual cleavers, we have not seen yet. Dual cleavers as basic stances you see right here. Again, more elemental status chance stuff. Okay, but it does help stack damages, like 1,278 points of damage, 3,950 times 2 heavy attack with a 5,111.9 slam attack. And as much as I slam attack, that's something that's good for me. Again, it's all building about what works good for you. And these are Grineer cleavers, basically. But Mesa is a gunsmith. Like you can see, a ballistic battery, shooting gallery, shatter shield, and peacemaker. I mean, tell me that doesn't scream she likes to play with guns. She's got guns mounted to her fucking arms, for Christ's sake, okay? So there's Mesa. Here comes Uncle Fester, also known as Nidus. And yes, I made Nidus look like the ultimate infested because why the fuck not, right? Now, I'm still working on fucking Nidus, okay? Because Nidus is a lot like Inaros, or Naros, but not. Nidus is one of the other Warframes that has no shields, has only health and armor. And I'm going to tell you right now, the way I've got him set up right now, he's kind of a baby back bitch when it comes to health. He's got good shield, or he's got good armor, 1,275 armor, but he's only got 1,650 health. And it's really irritating me. So, it's something I'm working on. It's just, yeah. It's one of those things, it's like, really? What the fuck? So, sorting that out, because I don't understand why Nidus' health is so low. Like here. See, like physique, I would love to put physique on there. Increases health 90%, which would be fan-fucking-tastic, but to do that, I would have to do a, an aura forma, which I do have available to build. So the Comb is a Grineer shotgun, a very interesting gun. As it makes one impact, it increases fire rate. So the more shit you hit, the faster it fires. And I mean to tell you, this son of a bitch will blast through fucking rounds. No doubt about it. Same kind of shotgun stuff that we've seen on other shotguns thus far. Okay? Basically elemental status and ammunition. That's really where I focus them. And then I have the Twin Comac, which is basically two baby versions of the Comb. Handy, right? Yeah, see, this is the only thing that irritates me. Right now, as far as pistols, I don't really have any spectacular, like I've got deep freeze, it's an elemental thing. So like I could take heated charge off, and then I could max out deep freeze. Like here, we'll just do this, watch. Take this off. So we have 8 points, right? So we'll take this, boom. That means we have 5 points. So now we'll come over here, and we'll say boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I still have 2 points available. So now I can come over here and go to drain. And go all the way to the bottom of the list and see if there's anything worth a fuck for 2 points that I can stick on here. Sure shot. Surprise sights. Plus 5% movement speed when aiming. Okay. Sharpened bullets. On kill, 12.5% critical damage when aiming for 2 seconds. Razor shot. There you go. Slash damage. We'll take that. Again, it's another status effect, but you know what? I mean, status effects are status effects. We'll take them as they are. 212.4 from 139. I'll take that. Yep, all day long. I'll take that. No extra configurations. But yeah, I mean, you see elemental, and see, like, I'm doubling down on the elemental, honestly, because I've got double cold. I've got plus 40% cold, and then plus 90% cold. But I've got overall damage, ammo, elemental, boom. Have a nice day. And then the dual Karis. Now this is a infested style dual melee sword. Yes. Pretty standard for my style of building, right? Right. Okay. I'm just going to cover this cloner. Okay. It's Titania. Now Titania, let's be honest, she looks like a Camino from Star Wars with wings and big ears. Take off the big butt and the big fucking floppy ears, and she looks like one of those Camino cloners off of Star Wars. Let's just be real. So I called her cloner. Why not? She doesn't clone anything, just so we're on the same page here. So Titania's an interesting one, okay? Like, I wanted her to have a good double jump, and the reason being is because she actually turns herself into her own arc wing. You have to use energy to do it, so you want to make sure you got plenty of energy. So that's why we have maxed out energy, and we have ability duration. I want both of those most specifically for Titania. This fucking music is a thing, just so we know. Okay, I don't know why the music's playing, but we're going to put a stop to it right fucking now. I don't know why. That's a fucking thing. No clue. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody else heard that, but man, that was something. So yeah, so Titania, we see her build. She's got a buff with rifles. She's a little bit quicker. She's got fast deflection, you know, shields, health, things of that nature, and then decent energy. Not fantastic, but decent. Good enough to get the job done. And then I've got the Fulman on her right now, specifically because I was using her to fight the Rupalolist. Yes. I didn't have to worry about searching for ammo. That's a beautiful thing with the Fulman. The Kimbo Stiletto we've seen, the Paracesis we've seen. Now, the Dex Pixia is basically her arc guns, and the Dewata is her arc melee. Now, the reason that there is arc wing stuff for her is because Razor Wing. Shrink down and take flight while Razor Flies attack nearby enemies. Yeah, isn't that a fucking thing? Like, I know that she's got good abilities, or decent abilities, but that Razor Wing ability is badass for me. Oh my god, I hit the wrong button. Okay, so into the next one, shall we? Limbo. Now, this is one I talked major shit on, okay? And yes, I have Limbo again. Yeah, Limbo. I don't know what else I can say about Limbo. I underestimated Limbo to say the fucking least, okay? I really did. It wasn't until I started gaming with Dranka that I realized I fucked up by getting rid of Limbo. Limbo has a couple of very cool abilities that are kind of useless in certain circumstances, but kind of okay in other. So, yeah. Rift Surge. Okay, not bad. Cataclysm. Look at this. Boom. Makes a giant fucking bubble. Yes. Stasis is pretty cool. Banish is pretty cool. Here's the thing. It's his passive ability. This is where I fucked up. Dodge to enter and exit the rift. You can basically go into the rift and you can't hurt nothing, but they can't hurt you. That in itself is fucking amazing. Now, we've seen the super on Saren, we've seen the Akimbo Stiletto, the Tanbo. This is the crackhead melee that I was using with Rhino for a while that made me look really fucking nutty, but it was fun. Again, as per the normal, we're focusing on damage elemental and just overall boom boom. And not terrible. 1376.3, 12,762 heavy attack with a 6881 slam. Yeah. And this thing swings for the fucking fences. It really does. This thing is stupid fucking crazy fast, so that's why I like it. Again, I mean, you're going to see people with builds on YouTube that have got shit that shows way better than my stuff. But this is me working with what I have at the moment. Yes, is this subject to change? Sure, 100% it is. It just, I don't have the mods to actually make that subjective change yet. So Nyx. Nyx is an interesting one. Nyx is a mind controller. She has psychic abilities, as you see here by psychic bolts. You can't really, I guess you actually can see that. Mind control, basically, I can take over one of my enemies. Psychic bolts, I can fucking psychically hit him in the fucking head, basically. Psychic chaos, and then absorb. Yeah. Nyx absorbs all incoming damage and channels all that collected into energy of explosive radial damage. It's actually kind of cool. Nyx, in my opinion, is a very underrated Warframe. Okay, she really is. Now, as per what you would expect, pretty much the same kind of fucking deal. Okay? I want her quick. I want her with as much health as I can give her. Shield regeneration and energy. And then Modus Signal is honestly there just because I had 5 points to fill. Soma Prime, we have not seen yet. Soma Prime is a primary for Nova Prime, which we will get to her. Kind of as you would expect. Truth be told, as you would expect. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am not understanding... Wow. Okay, I can lose a point of magazine. Hello. Oh, not by drain. Oh my god, not by rank. By name, you fucking thing. I like alphabetical order. It's easy enough for me. Hi. Let's go to Saturation. Add this to that. Okay, well, it doesn't do a fuck ton of damage, but it throws a fuck ton of bullets. Okay, that's just the fucking truth. 290 round magazine with that one notch off, and this thing holds a ton of bullets. So it's almost like hanging onto a Gatling gun. It's got a lot of bullets and a big ass amount of storage. I think it's like 2,000 or 2,200 rounds. So may not do a ton of damage, but the sheer amount of ammunition kind of makes up for it. In some ways. I don't think it's the most amazing weapon out there. I really don't. But it works. The Akimbo Bronco. Now, these are a very interesting gun. They're basically a dual shotgun, but they use pistol ammo. Okay? The damage on these things is fucking redonkulous. Okay? 1,940 points, 1,940.4 points of damage for pistols. Okay? Now, is that the max that I could get out of these weapons? No. No, not at all. No, not in any way. But is it badass for what I have? Yes. They do a shitload of damage. It's basically 2 sawed-off shotguns, okay, for pistols, holding a total of 7-round magazine. Slow reload, slow fire rate, but good fucking god, do they tear things up. Yes. The Anku. The Anku. It's a big-ass angry staff hatchet, or staff axe kind of thing. Kind of as you would expect. You know, we've got puncture damage, we've got speed, we've got attack speed plus status combo chance, cold, critical damage, which I could change that, truthfully. I really could. You know, fuck it. I could change it. Like here. Let's look at what the Anku is doing. 1,204.3. So let's see what happens when I take Fever and put it here. 1,428. Now again, my goal right now is damage, heavy attack damage, and slam damage. That's really where my focus is at the moment. Can't stress that enough. Yeah, look at that slam attack, 7,143. Yeah, I like it. See what I mean now? It's like a dual fucking axe staff thing. It's pretty cool. This is one of T's weapons that she really digs. So let's go on to Octavia. Octavia is a thing, also known as Elton John, because why? Tell me I'm wrong, okay? So we have Octavia, as you would expect. Not much really to go on. We've already talked about the Tenora, the Pandero. Now this is Octavia's pistol. 464.4 points of damage. Not terrible. This is a semi-automatic that can burst fire. It's okay. It's not as amazing as people made it out to be, but it's okay. The dual ether we have gone over on previous Warframes, so we will just move it right along. Now here we go with Trinity Prime, also known as Link. In my bag of tricks here. I call her Link because of this. Any damage taken while the Link is active will be channeled to nearby enemies. I think that is fucking awesome. Okay, I'm not even going to front. And I don't use Trinity Prime enough. I really don't. And I hate her helmet, so I went to the normal Trinity helmet, and I actually got shit for it, which was funny as hell, I thought. So, as you see, nothing amazing, nothing terrible. Aside from her health is 1,010 and her shield is 1,380. And you can see that at one point I had a few Axillus adapters and I used them on a few things. Yes. Now the Lanka is one that we haven't seen. This is a sniper rifle. Yeah, a charged shot, kind of like the Opticore or the I can't remember the name of the one that's on Loki right now, but either way, you can charge shot or you can quick shot. Charge, if you fully charge a shot, 4,068.8. If you do a quick shot, it's 1,550. Motherfucker's got some punch. Okay. Dual Sestra. Now, I thought the single Sestra was insane enough. These motherfuckers are almost uncontrollable, but they're fun. The barrel rise off of these guns is fucking redonkulous, okay? No doubt. It's fucking crazy. It's literally like two handheld Gatling guns, and they're like little plasma rounds. So it's just crazy. So 167.7 points of damage per fucking bullet. And these things are firing off like mad. So, yeah. And then the Dual Commas Prime. This is Trinity Prime's melee weapon. So basically like a couple of little folding little... Yeah. Like little Reaper things. I actually really dig these weapons. They do a pretty fair amount of fucking damage. They're not amazing. They don't top off as good as others, but I think they're pretty fucking solid. So yeah. Nova Prime. Nova Prime is another one I don't play with as much. Nova Prime plays with antimatter and spatial anomalies and wormholes and shit. Yeah, pretty fucking cool stuff, okay? Pretty cool stuff. It's one of those I kind of haven't had time to play with her enough, honestly. So, but as you can see, I've got her Soma Prime on her and her Vasto Prime, which is her primary secondary weapon. It's basically just a really super cool revolver, truth be told. And you guys have seen me play Nova Prime, just not in the realm of really using her abilities. It's one that I'm getting used to. So, like, where's the best place to use it and such. And then there's a new one that I've picked up, the Redeemer. It's not new by any stretch of the game. Now, this is one of those, I do have Blood Rush on it, and the reason being is because it does some seriously fucked up damage, okay? No doubt, like some seriously fucked up damage. It basically fires off 2 shotgun rounds, plus it's a big-ass swinging, single-handed melee weapon. This thing's nuts, okay? Not the most amazing stats, but for the base damage alone, not terrible. 1,346.4, 5,782 heavy with a 4,039.2 slam. Radial damage isn't all that great, and sometimes radial damage is the thing if you're in crowds and survivals and stuff like that. So, pretty cool weapon. I'm still getting used to it. It's a little unruly, I'll put it that way. Ember Prime. Ember Prime. Much like Ember, okay? I mean, she's got bonuses, obviously. Rank bonuses and such, but I mean, as you see, she is what she is, right? The Supra we've seen, the Sikaris Prime. Now, here's where I got fucked up, okay? I don't remember if the Sikaris actually goes with Frost Prime or if it goes with her, so I just stuck it with her for now. Don't really care. I don't really care if the Reaper Prime goes with her or if it goes with Frost. Either way, she's got it. There's the setup. I mean, we've gone over all of these mods, so it's not that I gotta go nuts. And the reason, I will explain this, by the way, the reason that there is still 6 points available is honestly kind of mind-breaking. I don't remember why now. Hello? Hello? How are you? Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna fix this right now. I don't remember. I think I had removed a mod because I was upgrading something, but I don't remember why in the hell that's like that. So, yeah, we're gonna take this, max that motherfucker back out. We're gonna go down to Trick Mag and go ahead and max out that. Gives us 1 point. Let's see, where do I want to put the 1 point? Heated charge will come up first, so we'll do the heated charge. Why the fuck not, right? Because bazinga. So it's doing 457.5 points of damage. Boom, boom. Yes, that's the Sikaris Prime. The interesting thing about it, honestly, is that it's a burst fire, so it's just, you know, simple. Okay? I know. Make that sound effect multiple times. Look at this weapon, by the way. This is the Reaper Prime. Very, very cool fucking weapon. Okay, I dig this thing. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I actually like it. Damage on this is 1,826 points of just standard melee damage, 10,956 heavy damage with 7,304 slam attack. Can you see why I like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so that is Ember Prime, and yes, you can see the baby shit colors everywhere, because why not? So here's Frost Prime. We'll get into that thing in a minute, because that's a fucking thing in itself. I still have 3 points here. Why do I still have 3 points? Whatever. Rejuvenation, it's an interesting one. Team health regenerates +3 heal rate. So we got speed, we have energy, we have shields, we have health. Usual stuff. The Latron Prime. Like I said, I didn't know if this went with Ember or if this went with Frost, so I just stuck it on Frost. Why do I have 10 fucking points here? I don't know what I did here. I'm just gonna be perfectly honest. I have no fucking clue what the hell I did here. We're just gonna bump some damage, though. Launch missile, do some damage! Here, fuck it, Serration. We'll just put that on there. And then, I don't know. Well, we got 10 points. Fuck it. Let's put that on there. Boom. Okay, so now we're doing 739.4 points of damage. I have no idea why in the fuck I've had a couple of these like that now. I haven't used it since I ranked him, honestly. I really haven't. I got him ranked up and I was like, that'd be alright. Now, the Latron Prime is a semi-auto rifle. It's got punch, obviously, from the damage. It's definitely like, you know, a bajillion times better damage-wise over something like the Soma Prime, but the Soma Prime is throwing a shitload of bullets to where this thing is bang, 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 one at a time. So, yeah. This thing is much more of a precision-style weapon. That's not necessarily my bag. It's got a good punch, though. It's also why I'm not worried about the overall ammo maximum, because it takes a long-ass fucking time to go through the bullets. I want it to reload quick, and I want to have a good magazine size. I want to fire it as quickly as I can, and then do as much damage as I possibly can with it. Kimbo Samadhi we've seen. The Glaive Prime. Now, this thing is fucking cool. Okay. Now, obviously... Wow. Oh, hey, wait a second. Look at this. I finally have a mod. Uh-huh. I didn't realize I had picked up a mod. Look at that. More points. Launch missile, do some damage. Yes. Okay, so I can stick 10 points on this thing. What do I want to put on here? It's like I've got a max fever strike, max molten impact. This healing return. Not worried about that right now. See, I could do... okay, so I've got heavy trauma as a possibility. I could do killing blow, because that would definitely heft up the heavy attack. Like here, I mean, like it definitely hefts up the heavy attack. I don't necessarily try to stick to heavy attacks though, so I don't try to lean on that so much. Critical damage. Already got a maxed out pressure point on it. I've already got quickening on it. Maybe a melee quote. Melee combo efficiency. Derp. So shattering impact. So you know what I could do is I could take and max out shocking touch first of all. And then come to heavy trauma. Oh, that's only 7. Oh, what is killing blow? You know what? We'll leave 1 point open for now. Just for now, until I figure out what I want to do. But, look at that. 1,708 points of damage. Hold on. Was that different? Yeah, okay, that's better. I thought it had deducted a little. Sorry, 1,708.4 points of damage, standard melee, and obviously you see the green light up. Improvement. We take improvement. I like improvement. Improvement's good shit. Yes. I do like that slight variance with this weapon. Now, what I like about this thing is that you can throw it, and it's like a boomerang, but it bounces off of walls and it hits anything in its path. So if there's any enemies near the walls or on its return trip to you, they get all fucked up. Okay? Like, thrown damage. Okay? Here's your throw. 24% critical chance with a 2.2 times multiplier. Multi-shot is null and void because you're throwing the damn thing. But it's doing 3,416.8 points of damage. Throwing it. Yes. It's a cool fucking weapon, okay? Now again, I didn't know if the Glide Prime went with Frost or if it went with Ember, so I just stuck it on Frost. So there you go. There's that. So let's go to Rhino. Big Papa Rhino. Big Papa Rhino. Now, Rhino is one of Monster Man's personal favorites. He's a big boy, big guy. As you can see, it is what it is. My usual type setup, okay? Melee Guidance is what I'm playing with, just so you know. Because I have a different mod that I can put in this place. I believe it's Rifle Amp. Yeah, Rifle Amp is the one I can put in its place. But I'm playing with Melee Guidance. It is reduced combo duration for self, but increasing combo duration for allies by 12 seconds. Yeah. So I'm just testing it out. So Rhino, 920 points of health, 1,380 shields, 300 energy, nothing amazing there. Yeah, so just Rhino is one of those I continually kind of play with because he's not necessarily my cup of tea per se. He's a good Warframe. He actually is a very good Warframe. He's just kind of one of those big, bulky, crazy looking bastards, and I'm just working out my kinks with him. Now, his normal gun is the boar. Okay, now I used to use the boar quite a bit. I don't even remember if I still have the boar, honestly. Let me look. Oh, no. I think I may have sold the boar. Yeah, I think I did. Yep, there's the boar right there. I sold it. I still have a blueprint for it, so not a big deal. But I replaced it with something a little bit more provocative. The Corinth. Now, this is a pump-action style shotgun. And it still, as you see, has 6 available points of power that I could use for it. I just ran out of space. Yeah. But this motherfucker is doing 2,565 points of damage. Yeah. Yeah, buckshot. So you just kind of your standard fire. It's a pretty cool fucking weapon. For a shotgun, it's pretty cool. The Akimbo Samadhi we know. Now the Masseter, also known by me and Salad as the swinging crankshaft. This thing is an interesting fucking weapon. I don't think, yeah, I still don't have the proper stance for it, so I'm stuck at 64 points right now. Once I finally get the right stance for it, then, you know, because, oh god, bless it. The proper stance is, what is that, Matter-Eye? Yeah, Matter-Eye. The proper stance is a Matter-Eye stance. I do not have a Matter-Eye stance for one of these big fucking heavy blades. So, it is what it is. So this is what I'm stuck with as far as the way I've got her built right now. But it's still doing 1,751 points of damage, 16,244 heavy attack with an 8758 slam, and 1,205 radial. This thing is close to the Paracesis. It's not as good as the Paracesis, and this thing honestly is much more fun to play with the Paracesis because this fucking thing literally sounds like you're whumping motherfuckers with a hammer. How do you not find humor in that? Just boom, 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 boom. It's fun. Yes. So that was Rhino. We only got the 5 more. So we have Banshee, named Shriek. Yes. She looks like one of the fucking aliens off of Independence Day. Let's just be honest. She does. Usual kind of build. Energy, some kind of speed, health. You know the deal. The Nagantaka. Now this is Garuda's crossbow. I just got it finished. This fucking thing does some damage, okay? If I burst fire it, it's doing pretty much the same amount of damage that it does single fire. But it's a semi-auto crossbow that does 1,243 points of damage. Not mad at that. The Azima. Now this is an interesting little gun. This is one I got for logins. The Azima pistol has a 128 round magazine for a fucking pistol, okay? To me, I find that to be kind of phenomenal, considering it's doing 123 points of damage per bullet. Yes. I think that's pretty killer. I like this gun. And this isn't one that you could just get a blueprint for. This is one that's specifically given out for so many logins and all that kind of stuff. So, pretty cool weapon. I like it. And then, of course, we already talked about the Tonbo, so that's that. Next. Necros. Necros, Warframe of the Dead. Sword and board. Pretty much as you see. I need to... I'm probably honestly going to do the Aura Forma here. Because I'm lacking points. And I don't like lacking points because Necros is one of those who doesn't have a specific school chosen for an aura. So I'm probably going to go with Naramon, which I think is the name of that one. Yeah, Naramon. I'm probably going to go with Naramon, honestly, just because I do like Sprint Boost, but I'm debating. I'm going to look up different builds and such. So right now, Necros isn't one that I play very much, so therefore he's towards the bottom of the list. He's got some cool abilities. Okay, he really does. Like... he's got Soul Punch. A blow so powerful it turns the enemy's very soul into a deadly projectile, damaging all in its path. That's kind of cool. Cast fear into the hearts of nearby enemies, causing them to turn and run away. That's actually kind of cool as well, but as of yet, I'm working on it, okay? Forces fallen enemies around you to drop additional loot. That is a handy one. But this one is the cool one. Summons shadow versions of vanquished enemies to fight alongside you for a short period. Basically, whatever the fuck you kill, you have a potential of bringing some of these assholes back. Yeah, that's a thing. It's a reason why Salad likes this one. Necros is one of Salad's more favored ones. So we know the Supra, we know the Akimbo Stiletto. This is the one that, if you heard in the earlier days, the Sword and Board. This is Sylvan Aegis, so basically it's a sword and shield. I wonder, is there... yeah, that's the only stance I have for this one, is the 11th Storm. Took forever to get a stance for this, honestly. I don't know why, but it just did. So, maxed out on points for the moment. My phone is geeking out, by the way. That's what I keep looking over at. But you see the setup. Nothing really groundbreaking. Whoops. Forgot to do something. No. So, 765.8 points of damage. Not mind-blowing, right? I mean, really, not mind-blowing. 5,900 points of heavy damage, 3,061.5 slam with a 392 radial. Really, in my opinion, not one of the, at least the way I have it set up. And again, I don't want to cast judgment because I don't have all mods available to me. But for the way I have it set up, compared to my other weapons, this thing's kind of like a bitch weapon these days. I used to think it was really good. Now I'm just kind of meh. So Chroma. I'm going to put this as honestly as I can. I think Chroma is probably the biggest letdown Warframe that I've picked up. Chroma's not a bad Warframe, first and foremost. I do want to put that out there. Not a bad Warframe. But truth be told, I think Chroma is really hyped up for what Chroma is. Okay? I just do. So, Spectral Scream. Exhale a breath of elemental destruction. Chroma's emissive color determines the element. So, whatever color you choose for the emissive energy for Chroma whenever you're doing your appearance is what damage it does. Okay? Elemental Ward. Again, yeah, depending on Chroma's elemental alignment of an offensive area of effect is created, Chroma and nearby allies are imbued with defensive energy. Fair enough. Vex Armor. When shields are hit, Chroma and nearby allies' armor grows stronger when health takes a hit, weapon damage increases. It's kind of like going into rage mode, but in a bitch-ass way. Truth be told, I don't think Chroma's super amazing. I think Chroma's, from what I've heard, Chroma Prime's buffs are just a slight bit better to really kind of help Chroma be better, okay? And then Effigy. Effigy is kind of cool because that's really the only ability that I really like from this one. Because basically you shed your cloak, and your cloak starts attacking enemies while you run around and attack as well. It's kind of cool. I don't find Chroma to be amazing. It's not a bad frame at all, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying that, don't get it twisted that way. But just as I have it set up for now, again, for now, pretty usual for me. I've got the HEK. It's a big 4-barrel shotgun that holds 6 rounds. You see the 4 barrels. See a big pistol grip. Holds 6 rounds. Whatever. Big boy doing 3,391.5 points of damage. The only thing I don't like about this particular weapon is its reload time is fucking horrible. Okay? Even with a maxed out reload, this motherfucker is slow as balls. The Akimbo Stiletto, we know. The Bolt Ace. Now, I have since changed this to a different one, but we're going to go ahead and go over the Bolt Ace. The Bolt Ace is the Boltor mixed with the Kroken. The Kroken is, I forget what these are called, actually. Tonfas. The Kroken is just a, dual-bladed Tonfa setup, okay? This is basically the Kroken mixed with the Boltor rifle. And you get this cool-looking son of a bitch. Damage on this thing, 1723 with a heavy attack of 3446 times 2 because there's 2 weapons. And then the slam attack is basically the double of those 2 with a 704 radial. Pretty decently impressive primary damage. Heavy attack damage is okay because it's pretty much the same as the slam attack as long as you make 2 hits on the same critter, basically. And the slam attack is nothing to scoff at. So the Bolt Ace is not a terrible weapon. It's really not. And they're pretty fucking mean looking, let's be honest. I mean, it looks like 2 Boltors stuck on sword frames. Pretty cool. Oh yeah. Nezha? I call him Firewalker. Because of his abilities. Nezha, I think is what it is. Nezha. Something of the sort. I call him Nezha just because why the fuck not? Because I'm American and I mispronounce everything anyway. Nezha, the first one is Firewalker, okay? Blaze a trail of flames scorching enemies and cleansing allies. Teleporting blasts the landing area with a ring of fire. Okay. Blazing chakram. Okay. Hurl of flaming disc, I'm sorry. Warding halo, the big giant halo on his back. And then divine spears. Boom, a bunch of fucking spears impale your enemies. Nifty, right? The Baza rifle. I'm gonna be honest, I was highly let down with this gun. I think this... I have no idea what that was. The Baza rifle, I think, is really not a great gun. It's not terrible. I'm going to put that out there. It's not terrible. But its magazine capped out is 60. It blasts through bullets, and it doesn't do a ton of damage. Like, I could take some things off and change things around, so on and so forth like that. But it just doesn't... It's kind of a letdown weapon. It's a very accurate weapon, though. I will say that. It's a very accurate son of a bitch. 106. Ooh. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like you don't want to give up ammo for more damage because this thing blasts through bullets. You don't want to give up magazine size because 60 is kind of a bitch-ass amount in this game, especially if you're a spray and prayer like I can be at times. I'm not even going to front. I definitely am at times. And you definitely don't want to give up reload speed. So then you're stuck with basically trying to do elemental, types of status damage. And like this one increases my magazine size because it was like 45 up until I got wildfire. So yeah, it's just kind of, there's stuff you don't want to give up. I'm hoping I come across better mods that will help. Well, honestly, truth be told, if I really want to, if I'm intent on keeping this weapon, I'm probably going to end up having to polarize it at least 3 times. Just to get the kind of damage that I want out of it, because otherwise it's just useless, because 106 points per bullet it's like the Soma Prime. It's without the capacity. That's the thing. If I had the capacity of the Soma Prime with this weapon, I would love it, because honestly, it does more damage than the Soma Prime, and it's more accurate than the Soma Prime. But this thing is useless as fuck in higher level missions. It just is. Hence why it's on a Warframe that I don't use near as much. I'm just saying. And it's nothing against Neza, by the way. Neza is I think, the second fastest, if I remember correctly. Neza is the second fastest next to Gauze, which is not a Warframe that I have. But Gauze is like the Flash, and then Neza is just... is Neza. Neza is fucking quick. We got the Akimbo Bronco and then the Oma. Now, I know that we talked about the Oma. The Oma does a fuck ton of damage for what they are. It's another Tonfa-style weapon. 2,266.9 points of damage, 4534 times 2 heavy attack if you make both strikes, and then a 9,067.5 heavy slam attack with an 896 radial damage. Just in case. I don't think I actually... Yeah. I still don't have a proper stance for my Tonfas for this particular one yet. I need a Naramon one, and right now all I have is a Madurai, so it is what it is. It's what I got. Again, I'm working on it. Best I can say. I'm working on it. One more, folks. One more. Captain Baby Shit. My OG Excalibur. First Warframe. Cannot possibly get rid of this guy. This Warframe is good in certain setups, and honestly, I use him to rank stuff up. I keep him for sheer nostalgic value because honestly, let's just be honest. Okay, come on, look at him. I couldn't change his color scheme because, as you've noticed, I've gone through and changed color schemes to much darker color schemes. I just couldn't change this. This is where I started the game, like this, so I had to leave it like this. But Excalibur has some pretty cool stuff, honestly. Like, radial blind is pretty cool. You flash this big fucking radial flash and blinds everything in the room for a moment. Radial javelin is where you slam something into the ground and blast your enemies across the fucking room. And then Exalted Blades, I had a lot of fun with Exalted Blades early on. It was one of the few abilities I ever actually played with early in the game. But here's how I've got him set up, just in case. I've got him set up for some speed and for health and a little bit of energy. I'm really not tripping on his energy because I don't really use his abilities a ton. Like, I use them in a tight squeeze, but it's not enough for me to warrant sitting there, throwing every energy type of mod at this thing and trading for other things. I want him to be as healthy and be healthy and good shields as much as humanly possible, and then to rebuild those shields quickly. The Attica is a full auto crossbow. 350 points of damage overall. Not amazing, but not terrible. It's one of those, if I have a choice between that Nagantaka or the Attica, I will take that all frickin' day long, because at least I can fire a fuck ton of bolts. I mean, it's only a magazine at 30, but still, that's a whole lot better than dunk, 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 dunk. I can just go Kimbo Stiletto, we know. Dual Ether, we know. The Exalted Blade, you can actually set up with its own fucking mods, and I haven't touched this in so long. I'm gonna be honest. Wow. Yeah, I haven't touched this in a minute. Let's fix this, okay? Shall we? Okay, so we don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let's just get rid of all this. Okay. Let's just start over. Yeah, because previously, wow, 260? Ooh. Like, ew. Okay, Fury. We already know that's a thing. Uh-huh. Let's go through. Pressure point, pressure point, pressure point, pressure point, pressure point, melee, damage. Alright, cool. Love that stuff. Quickening we're going to put on there, just because. Yes. Okay, so here's where we come into what I can do and what I can't do. So let's go to Naramon first of all. Let's see what we got in Naramon. Well, here. Naramon. There we go. Okay, so now we got 4 slots left, 35 points. Sorry if that was a ugly-ass mic pop, by the way. So let's weigh our options here, right? Right? Got Fury, we've got that. See, like, I can do status chance, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. See, like, I could do a 10 for Molten Impact. Actually, hold on. Let's do a 9 for Molten Impact. Let's do a 9 for Northwind. There we go. A 9 for Shocking Touch. And now we have all the elements. Okay. And then that leaves me with 8 points, right? So that means I could do a 10 with Shocking Touch. And then I could do a 7 with Sundering Strike. And now look at the fucking damage this thing's doing. Which is one of the ability swords, okay? The ability swords. 2,191 for the base damage, 10,959 for heavy attack, and 8,767 slam attack with a radial damage of 1,000 even. Compared to this horse shit that I had set up before, because I hadn't changed this in so long. That's literally the truth. I had not changed that in so long. I just I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with it, so I just threw whatever the fuck I wanted to on there. So that's my Warframes. Now, these are just my loadouts, okay? I still have Mag. I still have Volt. Hell, let's just get out of this. Go to Equipment and Inventory. So, here's my frames. I've got Ember Prime, Frost Prime, Gara, Inaros, Nidus, Nova Prime, Octavia, Trinity Prime, Wisp, Banshee, Chroma, Ember, Excalibur, Frost, Hydroid, and honestly, I'm keeping Ember because I'm going to sacrifice Ember. There's a thing coming up with that. Excalibur, Frost, another one I'm going to sacrifice. Hydroid Prime, Limbo, Loki, Mag, Mesa, Mirage, Necros, Neja, Nyx, Oberon, Protea, Rhino, Saren, Titania, Vauban, Volt, Wukong, Zephyr, and Excalibur Umbra. The ones that you don't see me use in anywhere in my loadout right now is Volt, Mirage, Mag, Frost, and Ember. And the reason being is because, like, I've got Ember Prime and I've got Frost Prime, so I don't need the other two because they're all doing the same shit. Mirage, honestly, is just kind of meh for me. Mag is a good one, but I just don't have the loadout space. Mag's a little squishy, but Mag's a pretty decent one, and Volt's a pretty good one too. I just don't have the loadout space right now. Otherwise, I would have loadouts for them. So, that's everything I got. That's everything I got for loadouts and weapons as of this point right now. So, folks, I want to thank you very much for watching. As always, I'll catch you in the next one, all right?